You know that feeling when you wake up and they're the first thing on your mind? Not your dreams, not your plans, not even yourself. Just them. Their smile, their voice. The way they said your name last time. You reach for your phone before you even open your eyes fully, hoping to see their name on the screen. And when it's not there, something inside you sinks. You tell yourself it's love. Everyone tells you it's love. The movies say it's love. The songs say it's love. But what if I told you it's not? What if everything you believed about love was actually the opposite of what love really is? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change how you see everything. Let me take you back to something you probably experienced. You met someone, maybe it was their eyes, maybe it was the way they laughed, maybe it was just the timing, but something clicked. Suddenly, every song was about them. Every place reminded you of them. You started checking your phone every 5 minutes. You replayed conversations in your head like a detective looking for clues. Does he like me? Does she think about me too? What did that text really mean? And here's the thing. You thought this intensity meant something special. You thought this is what love feels like, because that's what every movie, every song, every story taught you. The sleepless nights, the constant thinking, the butterflies that never go away. But there's something nobody told you about what's really happening inside your brain. Here's what's actually going on. When you think about them, your brain releases dopamine. It's the same chemical that fires up when someone wins the lottery or eats their favorite food. Every time their face pops into your mind, you get a little hit of pleasure. That's why you can't stop. You're not in love. You're getting high off the thought of them. Then there's oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It makes you feel connected to someone who might barely know you exist. Your brain doesn't care about reality. It just wants another dose. So you keep thinking, keep hoping, keep obsessing, and the cycle never ends. But here's what's beautiful about understanding this. Once you know what's happening, you can start to break free. And if you're finding this helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe, because what comes next is going to show you something even deeper about yourself. Let me tell you about Sarah. She spent 2 years thinking about her ex every single day. She checked his Instagram, wondered who he was with, imagined conversations they'd never have. She called it love. But one day, her best friend asked her a simple question. Do you miss him, or do you miss who you were when you were with him? And that question broke something open. Sarah realized she wasn't thinking about him at all. She was thinking about the version of herself that felt alive, that felt wanted, that felt like she mattered. The confident Sarah who laughed more, who took chances, who believed she was enough. She wasn't addicted to him. She was addicted to a memory of herself. And here's the thing. You might be doing the same thing right now without even realizing it. This is what most people don't understand about obsessive thinking. Sometimes, the person you can't stop thinking about isn't even in your life anymore. Maybe they left. Maybe it ended badly. Maybe you were never even together. But you still think about them every single day. And it's not because you love them. It's because when you stop thinking about them, you'd have to face something else. The silence in your own life. The loneliness you've been avoiding. The dreams you gave up on. The parts of yourself you don't want to look at. So you use them as a distraction. They become your escape. But here's what I want you to know, and I say this with so much compassion. That emptiness was there before they showed up. And the only person who can fill it is you. Not because you're broken, but because you're the only one who truly knows what you need. Now let's talk about what real love actually feels like. Because I think you deserve to know the difference. Real love doesn't keep you up at night wondering if you're enough. Real love doesn't make your stomach drop every time your phone buzzes. Real love is calm. It's steady. It's knowing someone is there without needing constant proof. Love doesn't steal your peace. It gives you peace. Love doesn't make you lose yourself. It helps you find yourself. Love doesn't consume every thought in your head. It simply rests in your heart. That's the difference. Obsession feels like fire. Love feels like home. Obsession makes you chase. Love makes you choose. Obsession takes your power away. Love gives it back to you. And here's what nobody tells you about this difference. Once you feel real love, you'll never confuse it with obsession again. I know someone who couldn't let go of a person who clearly didn't want him. He texted, he called. He showed up at places hoping to run into her. He thought he was fighting for love, but his friend told him something that changed everything. She said, if you truly loved her, you'd want her to be happy, even if that happiness doesn't include you. And that hit him hard, because he realized he wasn't thinking about her happiness at all. He was thinking about his own fear of being alone, his own need to be chosen, his own ego that couldn't accept rejection. The moment he understood that, something shifted. He stopped texting. He stopped checking her social media. Not because he stopped caring, but because he finally started caring about the right thing, his own peace. And 3 months later, he met someone who actually wanted to be with him, but he had to let go first. So how do you break free from this cycle? Let me walk you through this step by step, because each one matters. First, stop calling it love. Call it what it really is: obsession, attachment, fear. Habit your brain form to protect you from something deeper. When you name it, when you look at it directly and say, this is not love, this is fear, you take away its power over you. It stops being this mysterious force you can't control and becomes something you can actually work with. Second, ask yourself this question, and I want you to really sit with it. What am I really running from? What void am I trying to fill? Is it loneliness? Is it the fear of not being chosen? Is it the belief that you're not enough on your own? Be brutally honest with yourself, even if the answer is uncomfortable, even if it hurts to admit, because the truth is, that void was always there. They didn't create it. They just distracted you from it for a while. Third, and this is where real change begins. Take your focus back. I don't mean ignore your feelings or pretend they don't exist. I mean redirect your energy towards something that actually serves you. Find one thing today, right now, that makes you feel alive, that has nothing to do with them. Maybe it's a walk where you actually notice the trees instead of replaying conversations in your head. Maybe it's calling that friend you've been meaning to reach out to. Maybe it's finally starting that project you've been putting off because you've been too consumed by thoughts of them. Start small. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. Just take 1 hour, 1 moment, and give it to yourself instead of to the memory of them. Fourth, and this one might sting a little, see them clearly. Not the version you created in your head, not the fantasy you've been holding on to, but who they actually are, their flaws, their limitations, their humanity, their inability or unwillingness to give you what you need. When you remove the filter of obsession, when you stop seeing them through the lens of what you want them to be, you'll realize they were never the perfect person you made them out to be. And that's okay. They don't have to be perfect. But you also don't have to keep pretending they are just to justify why you can't let go. And finally, here's the most important part. Choose yourself. Not in a selfish way, not in an arrogant way, but in a sacred way. Choose your peace over their attention. Choose your growth over their validation. Choose your future over their memory. Choose the life you want to build over the life you're putting on hold waiting for them. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. The person you can't stop thinking about isn't your soulmate. They're your teacher. They showed up to wake you up, to show you what needs healing, to reveal the parts of yourself you've been ignoring, to push you toward the person you're meant to become. And once you learn that lesson, once you really understand what they came to teach you, the obsession fades, the constant thinking stops, the pain that felt like it would never end finally turns into wisdom, and you become free. Not free from them, because they'll always be a chapter in your story, but free to be yourself again. Free to write the next chapter without them taking up every page. And that version of you, the one who learned the lesson, the one who chose themselves, the one who turned pain into power, that's the person worth thinking about. That's the person who deserves your attention now.